Radio London.
2:42 is the time. It's Shay here on BBC Radio London. Time to turn our attention to dodgeball. Now, you might have seen it in some like Hollywood movies, but did you know that there is a fantastic club that is here in London? It's called the Dodge Club, and it has grown in the last 9 months. And I'm delighted to say I'm joined live in the studio now with Quason Matthews, who is originally from North London, now based in East London, to talk about the Dodge Club. Great to have you here on Radio London. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you so much for having me. So
tell me a little bit more around dodgeball, the Dodge Club. What's going on?
Well, the Dodge Club essentially is a community dodgeball event.
Right.
And dodgeball's been around for years. It's been in this country for years. I've played in different leagues, but I just decided to start my own event and just add my own twist to it. So then why start your own event when, as you say, the fact that it's been around in different parts of the country for a very long time? Yeah. What was it that you felt was lacking that you're like, no, do you know what? I need to do this my way. Yeah. So when I was playing in the league, I played for like about 6-7 years, and people would always message me and say, where's this? How can I play? Yeah. But they'll never feel, I guess, like it was for them, if that makes sense. Yeah. So in what ways? Yeah, I think the space is it's not necessarily presented in a way that feels inclusive for everyone, if that makes sense. I don't think it's intentional. It's just about how it's been represented, I guess. Yeah. So I felt like, one, I want to share this fun that I'm having. That was the main reason. Okay, like, got you. Yeah. I'm having so much fun here. I would love for my friends and people I know to be able to share this. Yes. But then while doing it, I realized, wow, there's actually a big pool of the community that I'm from that would love to play this, but they never felt that they necessarily could, if that makes sense. So do you remember the first time like you started playing dodgeball? Like, how did that come about for you then? Oh, that was when I was, like a child. I was like at a summer camp at one of my cousin's house, and then I discovered it, fell in love with it, and then years went by where I didn't play. Okay. And then I discovered it again in my adult life, and I was just so excited about it. And it's quite. I mean, it's a sport in and of itself that requires every single ounce of your body. Do you know what I mean? Yes. It's not for the faint-hearted. No. I would say. I remember, I'd never heard of dodgeball. And I went to a girls' convent school. Mm-hmm. And I remember in year 7, Quason, going in, and in part of our like list for, PE, you find out what you're going to be taking part in. Yeah. And these girls that, it's my, first year, year 7, they knew of it. I'd never blooming heard of it. I remember my PE teacher saying, right, we're going to, break you up into groups. And I went to the reason I share this with you, I went to a predominantly white school. Yeah. In my year, I was the only North Indian girl there. And I felt totally out of place, mate. But by the time I left my convent school, I loved it. I was in the club and, I didn't really search it out in university. But I think that's part of the accessibility you're referencing, is that particular pockets of communities in London, they'll know about it. Yeah. Depending on what kind of schools you go to. But unfortunately, I think especially for people of colour, from the black community, the brown community, dodgeball isn't necessarily something that we are aware of or have actually taken part in. Yeah, it's true. And I think that because my background's in production, video production and film. So a great advantage I have is that I can present it in a way that looks really good. Okay. And I show people smiling, enjoying themselves. And then everyone's like, oh my gosh, I feel safe to come here. I feel like, I can be here. And at first we didn't have a lot of women come in. Okay. And then now it's like 50-50 split. We've almost got the same amount of guys and girls, which is amazing to see, because I don't know many sports that allow men and women to play competitively together. So that's it's a really good point, actually. But why is it then that people don't know much about dodgeball? Because you just need a ball and you need It's super easy to play. Exactly. It's super easy. And the way the Dodge Club does it, it's very casual. Right. So, of course, you've got people who are more competitive, etc. But it's very casual. You've got people who've never played before. Yeah. Or people who haven't played since school coming. Mm-hmm. And they're a bit intimidated at first. But then before you know it, they're like, so competitive. Yeah. And our format is very inclusive in terms of like teams are randomized, like you don't know who you're going to play with. So before you know it, you've made a bunch of friends. I was looking at, and people can go to your website, thedodgeclub.co.uk.
There's music.
Yes.
It feels like a party atmosphere. People are cheering you on.
Yes.
As you've already mentioned, teams are mixed. It just feels like a really great way, firstly, of meeting new people and having fun.
Yeah, it's low pressured, so there's no pressure there at all. And I always say to people, if you don't want to play, come and spectate. So we allow people to watch.
Yes.
And 9 times out of 10, once you've watched, you want to play.
You're like, no, I want to have a go.
Yeah, exactly. And the music, like you said, the music, the vibe, it's kind of got a bit of everything in one. You've got the fitness, the sport, the competitiveness. Yeah. And then you've got just the vibe. And then it's this low pressure place where you can meet new people.
So you and I know what dodgeball is, but there might be some people thinking, now hold on, are they talking about basketball? Are they talking about netball? Yeah. Can you give like basic explanation of what it is?
In a nutshell, there's a set of balls, 2 teams, they run to the middle, grab the balls, and the aim of the game is to get the opponents on the other side of the court out by throwing the ball at them.
You smash the ball at them, you just throw it, you smash it, you're going for them. Come on, see how it is.
You're going to hit them, but the balls I brought a ball in with me actually.
Yes, let's feel the ball. Let's feel the ball that you've brought in. They're soft. They're not hard balls.
They're not
but
hard
listen, I remember. I mean, I really don't want to give my age away, but I remember, even though it was a girls' convent school, my goodness me, we were smashing these across the hall. We did not care as long as you knew who your target was.
Yes.
You were going for it.
Yes, exactly.
It's the size of. I mean, it's smaller than a football.
Yes.
Okay. There is definitely like a sponge-like, feeling to it, but it's still quite sturdy.
Yeah. You'll feel it, but you won't. I don't think you'll be.
It's not going to hurt.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt, but you'll feel that you've been hit.
But that's part of the fun.
Exactly, and it's a beautiful.
You can't be doing that in netball.
And it's a beautiful stress reliever. You're throwing a ball at someone. It sounds so simple,
right?
But it's amazing what it does for the people who play, and I've seen it.
In what? Talk to me about in what ways?
You see some people come and they're coming somewhere, they don't know anyone, their confidence is a bit low. When they're on the court, it's like they transform. Even some of my friends, like they become different people on the court, so competitive, and everyone's cheering them on, is supportive. Even if you're not the best player or the best at throwing,
sure,
you can find your space in the team because it's a tactical game as well. So you might be able to just catch better, or you might be able to pass the ball to the best throwers.
Yeah.
So I've seen how people come in and they're just so happy afterwards.
What's your strength?
I'm a good all-rounder, to be honest with you.
Oh, stop No. There's something you're really good at.
Throwing.
I knew it.
Yeah. I'm left-handed.
I'm a thrower, man. Literally, boom. But the problem with me, I remember, is I would always slip because I've been running. Because the thing with dodgeball, it's coming at all
it's
angles.
coming at you.
I really want our listeners to understand who haven't played dodgeball. But when you kind of lock in who you want to go for and you really have to thrust the ball, you obviously wouldn't want me to play this because you can tell I really am. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm so competitive. And I remember really going for it. But that's the fun of it, I think.
Yeah, exactly. That's the fun of it.
You can get... Aggressive. You're allowed to be aggressive.
Yeah, exactly.
You can be a bit bullish and aggressive.
Exactly. And that's the beauty about it. It allows you to bring that side out of you, but in a controlled environment, and no one gets hurt.
And it's a sport.
So
I remember trying rugby and I was like, whoa, this is a bit too tactical for me. But dodgeball, it was like, oh, okay, I can actually have fun with this. Mm-hmm. What are your hopes? You're 9 months in.
Yes.
The time it takes to make a baby, you've grown the dodgeball club, which is the Dodge Club, which is quite something. What's the hopes for the Dodge Club then?
Well, the Dodge Club, we're gonna firstly take over the UK.
Nice, love it.
Yeah, we're in East London at the moment. A lot of our visitors and members come from South London. Okay. So we've got plans in September to do an event in South London.
Right.
And just grow it and spread the word as much as possible and create some amazing content.
So you've got some events coming up this weekend, haven't you?
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
Yeah, so we've got a sold out event this weekend starting from Saturday and then next week Saturday. So we've got 2 dates in June already sold out.
Amazing.
People in the WhatsApp community are trying to get tickets.
Like, who's dropping out? Who's dropping out?
Literally.
Who can't?
Literally. That WhatsApp group is crazy. Yeah.
But then we've got a heat wave this weekend,
Amazing. Perfect.
Just say people need to just bring their water and stretch.
Yeah. We provide waters as well and stuff like that.
Good.
But me and the team, we've been talking about how to keep everyone ventilated. But it's perfect. It's perfect.
Why would you say that? Because some people think, gosh, I'm going to be running around, I'm going to be throwing this ball, I'm going to be shattered.
Yeah, you get a good workout.
That's true. No, that is really true because people I don't think would see it necessarily as a workout, but it is that. Yeah. So it's the dodgeclub.co.uk. You're sold out for this weekend and next weekend. When is the next? Are you hopeful?
Yeah,
for
so
over
we're
the
going to
summer?
be going we're going to be doing the event twice a month going forward. So end of June we're releasing the July tickets.
Okay.
And people can join the waiting list to be notified as soon as possible. They go fast. So
it sounds like it,
they
mate.
go very
like
quick.
Hot tickets. Is there an age kind of specific?
So at the moment it's over 18 plus.
Okay.
So there's different rules when
if you're in your 50s, your 60s, you can still be coming down.
And that's the thing. We've seen that. We've seen people.
Really?
Nice. This is why I love it so much, because we've got younger people, older people, mixed gender. Everything is in this sport. We've had a woman who's there. I think she was in her 50s. You should see her go.
Yes,
everyone.
Don't underestimate.
Trust me.
I love that because there is sometimes people think, especially with sports clubs, even in London, that it's just for the young'uns. That's not the case.
It's not this one.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. So it's the dodgeclub.co.uk. You're going to come back and let me know how it grows then?
100%.
Because I'd love to find out, as you've said, UK wide, but you really you want to start hitting other parts of London.
And we've already been recognised by the governing body of the sport in the UK, called British Dodgeball, the British Association. So they've seen us and they're like, yeah, we love what you're doing, and they govern all the different leagues across the country. There's going
to be some copycats coming up, isn't it?
Well,
because it's the music.
It
is absolutely, but it's the music, it's the culture, it's the community. I feel that you're bringing with this that perhaps they've lacked.
Yeah.
You can say that. If you want.
100%. I think that's been our unique spin. We've got commentators that come as well and give, and you'll see it all on our Instagram as well. We post a lot of content. But people that copy you is a compliment. To me, it's like, and that's fine because it is what it is. But we're spearheading it, so I'm excited to see where it goes.
I think this is going to be, honestly, I'm really looking forward to coming down and seeing it. I know the team are up for it,
100%.
so we would love to come down. And there's the Dodge Club WhatsApp community, so you can stay updated with the events.
That's all in the website. You can find that.
Exactly, ticket releases, that type of thing. So the dodgeclub.co.uk for more details. So lovely having you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for bringing in the dodgeball. I will not throw it in the studio if the bosses are listening, but part of me is like, how can you just hold this ball? It's made to be thrown, isn't it?
It is.
So lovely having you here, Quason. Thanks for joining me. Thank you. And I will see you soon.
Yes.